Hey guys, Michael G here. Today we are going over how to counter dollar, both DB fire and spinner, and common ways and concepts to counter that counter both and counter each individually. Let's get started with the run, guys. So, DB fire slash dollar, one of the best defenses in this game. But there are different little things that you can do to counter it. So right here, this is the typical look as a baseline press look from cover to with this is DB fire. And what I like to do, guys, is so right here is an edge blitz with slot corners on the outside and ends on the outside. What I like to do, guys, is running the ball versus this is going to give it a lot of problems. The reason being is this, guys. There is really only one lineman you have to worry about with interior runs, and that is this defensive tackle here. Everybody else is on the outside with this spread look here from the D line. So really, there's one guy I like double teaming him, and then once he's blocked, we really hit the second level like instantly, guys. I can see right there, like we are going to get monster yards here. And what this will do is it will force the defense to have to pinch their D line. Once they pinch their D line, that is going to hurt their blitz. So as an offensive player, my thought process is okay. If you want to run dollar, that's fine. I'm going to run this ball versus a spread line until you have to pinch. Once they pinch, the blitz will be as less effective. It'll be easier to pick up, and therefore it will be easier for us to pass the ball. But we're basically running here, this inside zone or 0-1 trap, we're basically running to pass. Like I said, right there, the end got like a little reach. But generally speaking, guys, this is, as you saw right, like so far through these first 5 or 6 runs, this has been a very consistent run for us. I also like right here running to the left side with the right-handed quarterback. If I have a left-handed quarterback, I want to run to the right side for faster handoffs. Like I said, once we kind of get that defense tackle picked up, we are out and running at the second level here with this inside zone. Surrendering the ball, a great way to make them have to pinch their D-line. Now, another thing I like to do versus this is calling play action. So right here, I'm going to, again, go against DB Fire right here. And watch here what I do with play action here. So again, I'm just going to call this as PA shot seam from tight offset. I'm not going to even throw the ball over here, but just watch the blitzers here. So boom. There's a lot of people that are open, but I just want to do an instant replay right here to show you guys what I'm talking about. So before, dollar is predicated on getting edge pressure here with these slot corners, right? But the problem is versus play action, these slot corners actually run to the inside. Watch both Vernon Davis and Chris Carr, my slot corners. They're actually going to run to the inside right here. Boom. As you see, they're not taking a steep angle. They're taking a shallower angle, both of them. And they are actually going to get blocked by both offensive guards here. So as you can see now, they got a block shed, but this blitz is now officially picked up. And then I have like the seams, and I'll show you guys the reads here versus this. But play action, guys, whether it's from tight, stack, there are many play actions throughout playbooks. Use a play action there to help you with that blitz. Now, one other concept I'm going to show you guys before we get into the specific passing plays here versus DB Fire is just having good pocket presence, guys. So right here, I'm just going to call like any play. I'm just going to call like 4 verticals here from bunch, and we're going to go against DB Fire again. I'm going to show you guys the difference between bad pocket and good pocket and how that can really improve the game, not only with versus DB Fire, but versus other blitzes in general, guys. So like right here, I'm going to just I'm just going to call 4 verticals. I'm just going to not do anything with my controller. Watch how fast or how far back the QB drops back. So right here, I press nothing. Both slot corners walk in, and I get tackled for a sack, right? That is without pressing left trigger, which I'll show you guys will help you in a secin. But that is what you're not supposed to do, right? Because look at this, guys. This is what I'm trying to get at. So right here, I am at the 27-yard line of my quarterback, right? He gets an auto drop back from 4 verticals. He now drops back 5 yards. He is sacked now at the 22-yard line. That turns into a 5-6-yard sack right there. And actually, we were on the 28-yard line. So yeah, that is turning into a 6-yard sack right there. And both slot corners walked in. The reason being, guys, is because I stepped so far back in the pocket, the tackles could not get out to those slot corners in time to block them. So because of that, I am just letting this blitz absolutely scream at me because of bad pocket presence. Now that creates a huge sack. It allows the blitz to come in quick, and it's really just a lot of not good things for our offense. Right here, guys, I'm not going to change any protection. All I'm going to do is I'm going to have these 2 thoughts in my head. My first step in the pocket needs to be up with my quarterback. I don't want to drop back. I want to drop up. Okay? That's thought process number 1. Thought process number 2, guys, is to avoid that auto drop back of 4 or 5 yards, I'm going to spam the left trigger once the ball is snapped, and that will cancel my drop back. So I only drop back about 1 or 2 yards instead of 4 or 5. So right here, 4 verticals again. I'm not going to pass the ball. All I'm going to do is just have good pocket right here. Boom, step up, step up, step up, step up. and Hudson gets me. But here's the beautiful part about this, guys. I'll show you guys this replay right here. Even though I got sacked, it wasn't really like a sack. I'll show you guys what I mean here. So right here, boom. So I step up in the pocket. Watch how this blitz now gets picked up. As you can see, running back gets Chris Carter. My tackle goes out and gets Vernon Davis right here, as you can see on the right. I didn't change any protection. All I did was simply step up in the pocket, guys. So now really the only person that can get me, because of that spread line, is the defensive tackle. And right here, he gets a shed. But like as you can see, and like he just does a great job versus my center. But the whole thing, guys, is if he gets blocked, he's the one person that can get me. Now that brings the QB scramble into play. It's way less of a sack, too. Now, instead of taking a 6-7 yard sack, I take a 1 yard sack right here. That is much more manageable for an offense when it comes to looking at the next down. Now, as I said, now I can scramble with the quarterback. It gives you more time to make reads. The blitz gets picked up. A lot of good things happen when you have good pocket presence, guys. So right here, again, there's the DB fire blitz. Boom. Step the ball. I'm just going to step up. Step up, step up, step up, step up, step up. And now, just like that, I'm taking off for 10 yards, right? It is that simple, guys. Not only to bring the QB scramble into play, not only do you pick up the blitz, but you have more time to make reads, guys. So great pocket presence here. By using the left trigger, making your first step in the pocket be up and not back is going to be really helpful versus both spinner and DB fire. Now that we have run over general concepts, guys, I'm going to show you what I like to do specifically versus DB fire and spinner. So this is DB fire. Again, what I like to do versus DB fire specifically is throwing seam streaks if they do not put a safety in the box. Right here, there is a large gap that you can throw up the seam between the linebacker and both safeties. And we can put seam streaks on the field here, guys, to help with this, to help exploit this gap right here. As you can see, I can just throw a seam streak there. No problems. It's going to get over that guy with ease. I'll show you guys a seam here from the other side. But again, if they do not put their safeties in the box, guys, versus DB fire, we can throw this seam streak to our advantage. Boom. Right here, we're going to fit up the seam, and it is going to be a nice dot. A quick dot up the field. And again, they have to put a safety in the box, counter that. We're just going to try to make them work, whether they start manning them up, put a safety in the box, or both. Really want to make them work on defense to get them out of this cover 2 shell. Now, speaking of the cover 2 shell, another thing that will absolutely scorch this cover 2 shell, guys, is PA shot seams. Now, the reason why PA shot seams from gun tight offset is so good, this is the play stock. I love putting a corner out here on CD Lamb. The reason being is because baseline press, cloud flats, will not do a good job at playing this, guys. They play less than their zone depth. So because they play less than their zone depth, guys, we're going to have an absolute dot here on the short side of the field. That's the key because they will play better on the wide side. But on the short side of the field, guys, we're going to be able to have this corner out. I'll show you guys here one more time. But again, like I said, baseline press, cloud flash do not do a good job at guarding corner routes at all. So this is going to be a great ball for us to exploit. Again, PA messes up the dollar blitz. The slot corners blitz inside instead of outside, and that's a great job. Another thing, too, we can throw here versus cover 2, guys, is the tight end seam streak right here will do a great job at splitting these halves. Boom. Great play there right down the middle, right, guys? They have a little more time. It can even be a touchdown. But they are still setting 5, so you still want to get the ball out somewhat quick. But I'll show you guys here the seam right here. One guys, just a simple seam to split both halves. It's going to be a wide open dot here up the middle for us. That was going to be for a touchdown. And I will show you guys here the last year I like throwing here versus DB fire. Look, this will get them out of DB fire. Guys, they're going to start making a lot of adjustments from dollar if they want to stay in it. But again, here's the defense. And same play. This I'm going to throw this deep corner out by Herman Moore. This will actually bomb the deep half. And if you have enough time, guys, this is going to be a super bomb. I like highballing this as well to kind of get it away from that safety. But this will bomb that half, guys. The key here is that you can run this wide side, but it takes a little more time. I love running this short side of the field, so this deep corner out. So that means my running back will be on the right side here from this gun tight, offset tight end formation. Boom. Again, huge dot, right? So now we have it just bombs all the way around, and because of the PA guys, it's going to mess with the dog blitz. Give us a little more time, combine that with good pocket presence, and we're going to have a great time exploiting this DB fire defense. Now we're going to get into spinner. So for spinner, guys, I love running bunts, and the reason being is the default alignment of spinner will have the safety on the opposite side of the field, cross match to the tight end. What that means is that unless they do some fancy adjustments here, we're going to have this tight end on the right side of the field to a huge gain. And the reason being is simple. Because he's cross-man, that means Tony Gonzalez are going to run to the right side of the field. That safety will never be able to get there to this flat pass. So we're going to have a nice, simple flat pass here for a great game. I'll show you guys here again. Same idea, though. Tony Gonzalez can get out in space, and because the other receivers are already down the field, they can even act as blockers for us. But there's going to be nobody here to guard this tight end flat. Even if you man up to the linebacker, for example, it's still not going to play it because this flat does a great job of getting outside, and it is going to really mess up Spinner. Now, another thing I like to do, guys, versus Spinner is this. So as you can see right here from Spinner again, not only do they have to worry about the tight end with that crossman, but they also are, their responsibility themselves is the running back. So I really like mixing in sending 5 out. And that is because if they do not respect the running back, we're going to have a huge gain here with a running back check down. I like mixing in the running back blocking to block the blitz, but I also like mixing in sending him out so they don't get used to us blocking him every single time. But right there, like I said, if they do not respect the running back with either their user or with a man up from a different player, we're going to be able to have that every single time. Now, another thing I love to do, guys, versus Spinner is we'll call another play from here from Bunch, but I love C routes, guys. C routes have always been a common cover 0 beater. This is a great play. I like doing it. Like I like calling this from trail because we have great backside options here because the trail will be man in the post. But the biggest thing, guys, we're looking for here is this left side C route that will consistently torch man coverage for us. And you see right there, I like it. Again, left side of the field instead of the right side of the field with the C route because it will run faster to the left side compared to the right side. But again here, guys, I also have Route Tech on Randy Moss. I recommend Route Tech or Short In to really help win on man coverage consistently versus the DB. Last thing I will show you guys here versus Spinner that I like doing is from gun tight to offset tight end, it is going to be the play Saint Spot Shake. And we are going to, again, go against Spinner here. I'd like something like this with either a post-lane combo or you just leave it with just a slant. This fine. But again, right here, we have our running back on this check down. It's going to be a wider wheel to the outside that they have to respect. That is very hard to use her. Even if they man it up, you can still throw it as a check down option here for an easy gain, right? That's going to be an easy check down. And again, versus this blitz heavy defense, guys, I like having check down options that we can throw too quick if needed. But the thing I love about this play, guys, is that we can throw the slot wheel to Herman Moore pretty much whenever we want. Unless they shade underneath, that is going to be an opposite for us every time. And as long as they don't do any zone adjustments to that side of the field, but for stock cover 0, guys, we're going to have this as a great check down, and it will never get played, like ever. We can throw it early, we can throw it a little later, can't throw it too late, but it's going to be a great check down option here for us that we can use to our advantage. Something that's also very hard to user, and if they do use her, we have the backside slant that we can throw as well. So maybe, like say for example, they go user it, we're going to have this backside slant that we can throw to no problem. But again, another great play to have versus Spinner. So with that being said, guys, if you guys found something that you can add to your scheme to counter both DB Fire and Spinner, consider checking out GG. We're going to have full schemes to the highest level men. Links will be in the description. Use code GG at 0 for 40% off your next order.